Greetings to everybody. Today, my partner Mildred Viracacha and Milena Calderon are going to present you our project, which is English didactic material design based on vocabulary through social media during pandemic. Now we have here the content.
Concerning the content, we will explain you the objectives, methodology, results, conclusions, and finally references. Related to the objective, we have here the general objective that is to design English didactic material for ESL students during the pandemic based on vocabulary improvement. And we have three specific objectives: to create a space on Facebook that deals with the requirements of the project, to spread didactic material helping in the learning process of Facebook users, and to interact with learners through posts, comments, and stories. Okay, related to the methodology, this project has been carried out through Facebook platform called Didactic Vocabulary. In the page were published 2 posts each week according to the planning of the didactic sequence. And in the first post, we shared a video, flashcards on or images. And in the second post, a review about the topic, previous scenes, and the activities were worksheets and online games. And participants had to solve the activity and share their results through comments. And finally, all evidences were collected with the aim at know if participants really learned about the topic.
Regarding the didactic sequences, we have developed 5 didactic sequences during the process of this semester. We have here the first didactic sequences, which is composed by different characteristics. In this case, we have the title, the course, the level, students, time, institution, program, teacher, classroom, objectives, the description of the activity, and finally the didactic material we use for each topic. In this case, we have developed the topic greetings, which is of the A1 level. We have published some informal and formal greetings, and we have here the description of the activity, which describes what is the process that the users are going to follow during the publication. And in this case, we use images and worksheets.
In the second didactic sequence, the topic was food and drinks, and here we have the principal objective that was to present vocabulary related to food and drinks, to use images, to implement crosswords, to create a menu, and to interact on the comments answering the activity. And here we have the description of the activity, and the didactic material used was images and games. In this case, was a crossword.
We have here the third didactic sequences which has the topic health vocabulary. We have developed this health vocabulary through comments, and also the participants commented through this web page to develop all the activity that was to complete a cross search for the vocabulary given on the page, and then they uploaded their answers through these comments. In this case, we have used images and the game.
In the fourth didactic sequence was vocabulary related to travel, and the principal objectives were to share a vocabulary related to travel, to create a video, to implement worksheets, and to interact through stories. And here we have the description of the activity, each step, and finally about the didactic material used were videos and worksheets. And the last didactic sequence was about cloth. The principal objectives were to share vocabulary cloth, to share a set of flashcards, to implement online games, and to interact through stories about what people prefer. in the description of the activity, and the didactic material used were flashcards and worksheets.
Talking about the evidences, we have here all the comments, all the interactions of the users during this process. We have here the Annex 1, which represents the evidences of the first activity, in this case, formal and informal greetings. This is the second activity, that is a crossword of food and drinks. In Annex number 3, we have here a word search about health vocabulary. In Annex number 4, we have a worksheet about travel vocabulary. And finally, we have again related to the topic clouds. Talking about the results, firstly, we have created a web page on Facebook, which has two images about the strategies we use during this process. We have here worksheets, flashcards, images, and games. This was our idea for publications during one semester. Now we have here the people reached during this process. So, as you can see in this graphic, these were all the posts related to vocabulary for learning English. As you can see, during all the development, this had between 2 and 13 interactions in the whole process. Besides, it helped to promote a page that was a hard work because it was necessary to get money and script all the information for having more users actively on the web page. We have here the interactions with posts, which show us all the publications that we made for all users. Also, we have here the reactions, the comments, and how many times people participate actively on our page. So about some likes, this was the third section. So these results show us like the multiple factors based on the needs of these users. In this case, learning English as a second language. So the responses were about emotion and reason that could vary each reaction or each situation of the users. For instance, these likes were given for the users because of the positive impact that generated to the participants. So the material was very appropriate and dynamic for them, and the activities were easier than others.
Finally, as conclusion, it is important to say that the project-based learning called Didactic Vocabulary was successfully implemented through Facebook platform in helping the participants to get motivated to practice the English language while they are surfing on the internet. In addition, there were different kind of activities, and the results of each participants were evidenced in the screenshot they published on the comments. And finally, implement this pedagogical project help us as future teachers to know about didactic material, to work through more tools that are currently used.
To sum up this information, we have achieved the general objective and the specific objective. We have created a web page on Facebook, which was a help to many users, more than 100 users during this process. Also, we have created with in a detailed way all the topics, all the characteristics based on the teaching of a language. So finally, we have here all the results and all the evidences that we could gather through different strategies that we mentioned at the beginning of the project. So everything that we mentioned on this project was carried out Thanks to all the development of the activities we have posted on Facebook. Now we have here all the references we use on our project about the theory and also to support all the ideas we have exposed on our project. So thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much.